Let's go. Yeah, so we're live on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Good morning. If you're joining Wednesday, that little bit more focus on movement, but always guided by the breath. So always connecting movement and breath and intention for movement. So we were just highlighting again, it's great to count reps, etc. If you want to set like a time, or you want to set a length of a workout or whatever, but rather than just counting reps, think about how you're feeling, how you're moving. Is that whole idea of being process orientated rather than goal orientated. Let's take our feet shoulder width apart and just finding balance first, standing tall. Have a little shake out if you need to. Tall through the spine, strong through the spine, soften into the shoulders, relax into the face. Just take a moment to soften and relax into the jaw, eyes, brow. Tune into your natural breath, so not trying to breathe in any particular way. What you'll notice if you're just tuning into your natural breath, it's very light, soft, it's automatic, it's effortless, quiet. And then feel that connection to the ground through the feet. And remember what we talked about previously. If you've been to the sessions, you're just bringing the heel towards the center line without moving anything. So I'm not physically bringing my heel towards the center line. So just gently bringing the heel towards the center line. And guess what? That starts that movement through the hips and the waist. Spine can stay long. And just breathing gently in and out through the nose. If we build up that little bit of momentum and let the elbows bend, it's that little bit of movement, get the energy flowing. Strong through the lower body and light and lifted through the upper body. Arm that swings across the front. Now you're just going to make a light fist and just tapping just above collarbone. Imagine the tip of the lungs. Lungs come right up here to that first rib. And just have an idea, just visualize that you're going to tap slightly above the point, and then as you're rotating into it, you're just very gently lifting up towards that point. If you joined on Monday, this was something that I just tuned into on Monday. It's like, oh yeah, if you just think of light, gently lifting up, it gives you that extension and rotation, particularly through that upper back, which can get tight. And then coming back down to belly and back. Now slowing down into waterways. Feel the contrast, feel the difference. Soften into the knees. Maybe drop a little bit lower. Soften into the fingers. Elbows. Shoulders. And then take a rest, just standing, opening the shoulders, palms facing forwards. Letting the breath settle. You might feel you want to take a slightly fuller breath, but keep that calm, let that breath go. It's that little catch up with the breath, little catch up with the heart rate. Palms facing forwards, tiger claws. Shake your legs out if you need to. Find where it feels a comfortable space. To do a few little tigers. Doesn't have to be too deep to start. Just get that movement going. And the breath is just easy. You can breathe with the movement if that works for you, or just breathe naturally. Just breathe whatever feels comfortable, but keep it in and out through the nose. And remember, if you suddenly start to feel air hunger or the breath rate rapidly increases, or you start to hold the breath, we've gone a little bit too far with this. We want to work where you're in control of the movement, you're in control of the breath. It's very effortless, it's soft, it's easy. And that means if it just means you're just doing a not so low, you're just hinging at the hips, that's absolutely fine. This is not about forcing, straining, pain, anything like that. Remember, it's a flow, so there's no start or stop. It's a continuous movement. We're not counting reps. Notice how the body's feeling. Maybe you can go a little bit lower. Maybe you can go a little bit slower. Play around with it. It's just a couple more. And then come up to standing. Have a little shake out if you need a shake. Oh, dropped a tissue. Wonder what that was. Open up the chest, palms facing forwards. If you need that slightly fuller breath. If you need to make a sound on the exhale, letting go, bringing that heart rate down. Bring the hands now just onto the chest. We're going to do the same thing, but without the tiger claws. So just resting the hands on the chest. This helps us just to keep that chest lifted a little bit as you go down. So we don't want to be facing the ground there. You want to glide down, keep that chest lifted just as far as you can comfortably, and then coming back up to standing. So same thing. There's just less of a flow with the hands and the upper body. Find your rhythm. Again, just a couple more. Shoulders relaxed. And then stand tall. Check in with how that feels. Maybe bring the feet a little bit closer together. So you're underneath the hips, stand tall. Again, check with the ground. Tall through the spine. Step back out. Stay with the squat. I was going to give you a little break from the squat, but we'll stay with the squat. Go to your comfortable place with this. It really isn't about straining or stretching. Think about, we've talked about this previously. I'm just going to open the window because I had the window closed and it was very warm in here now. We've talked previously about the idea of encouraging the fascia, the muscles, the ligaments and the tendons to lengthen rather than, oh, I'm just going to do a nice big stretch. Because remember, if we stretch without intention, what can often happen is the body just tightens up. It just goes, no, I don't want to do that, what you're doing to me. So we don't want to get to that point where the body tightens. If the body starts to tighten, guess what happens with the breath? You go, and you hold the breath. Or if there's any pain, you tighten and you hold the breath. So you want to really take this nice and easy, go to a comfortable depth, whatever you're comfortable with. And the idea is that we're sliding down now, but still keeping that chest lifted. Don't go to too low. So maybe you get to here, or maybe even you get to here, but this arm is on the inside of the thigh or the knee. And then you're just going to lift and look and reach. So we get in that nice rotation through the spine, and then you come back to the center and come up to standing. It's pouring with rain here. It's quite nice, actually. The other side, start from here, open, reach, and then come back to standing. Again, I really don't want any strain with this. So if you can get here and you just do a little bit of reach like that, that's absolutely fine. The idea is we get in that rotation of the spine from here. I'm not just bringing the shoulder back or bringing the arm back. I'm rotating and opening up and I'm looking in the direction. So just keep that going. And you might find one side feels a little bit more flowy than the other. Nobody is completely perfectly symmetrical. And if you can, get a little bit lower. Again, really emphasizing that we're not forcing this. Still breathing easy, still keeping in control. Now I feel a lot more comfortable one side lower than the other side. Remember, you always need to be able to stop at any part of the movement, return from that movement. Let's do one more each side, wherever you are. Have a little shake, have a little move around if you need to. So when you think sort of like traditional exercise, what you tend to do is you get there, it's like, oh, I need to be doing this. And we start to often, and I'm not saying all of the time, we often start to force and try to get into that position because that person can do it, so I should be able to get to that position as well. You can still challenge yourself. Can I get a little bit deeper? Can I? Or you are struggling with the breath, that you're struggling through a movement. There's a big difference between challenging yourself, really pushing yourself, but being in control. That's where the power and the strength come from it, not when you're just out of control and you're just pushing yourself, because that's when it's horrible, you don't enjoy it, and it's when you then start to get injuries. Let's have a little bit of a shake out. Give you a little bit of a break from all that squatting and lower body. Let's do soaring crane, breathing in, expanding and breathing out. Let's make this a big, almost like a wave movement as well. So there, as I'm opening and expanding as I'm breathing in, and as I'm breathing out, I'm really getting that space between the shoulder blades. Just exaggerate that movement a little bit. Soaring crane, so you're flying high, high, high as you breathe in. Find your rhythm. Just do a couple more. You can start to bring the arms a little bit lower down. And then take a rest. Stand tall. See how that feels, how your balance feels, how your spine feels, how your shoulders feel. stepping back out. Palms facing up. A little bit of roundness in the elbows, shoulders soft and relaxed. Palms then face the chest, and then we do a little bit of rotation and lift. And then lower. So just reverse that movement. Lift, stand a little bit taller, keep the shoulders down and relax. Stretch out the hands there. And lower. And as we lift, think about you're lifting something quite heavy here, so it's really strong stretch through the fingers, stretch through the arms. Now, if something was really heavy, you wouldn't be up there like that. You'd be down, you'd let the weight of it sit on the palms there. So that's where you want to be. You want to feel the weight above you rather than try and reach up. So feel that weight above you, bring it back down. And then again, let's go a little bit lower to lift. And above you. Slowly bring it back down. Do not drop. Lift. As you're lifting, really use all the muscles in the arms to almost like squeezing the bones. Not forcing anything though, but just think strong, nice and strong. A big heavy object you're lifting, but you're not struggling with it. You're controlled. Breathing in to lift it there. Let's do a couple more. And then rest. Standing tall. Shaking out. Feel we need a little bit more with the upper body. So I'm going to go to the side to show you. Again, you've got to go to what is comfortable for you. So we're going to go down into the squat again. So gliding down, and then you're just going to place one hand in front of you on the floor. Going to step forwards with the other hand, shift the weight over, and then roll back, come up to standing. If you can't get that low without struggling, just do it like that. And then when you have a little bit of time today, get a surface that is a little bit higher, that is safe to lean onto, that's not going to go flying across the floor. You're not on a sofa that's going to go sliding, and then just go onto a surface which is a little bit higher. So if that feels comfortable for you now, go like that. If you can get down to the floor without it being a struggle, still breathing, glide back, a place here to be able to come back up to standing. So the idea is, obviously we're working the whole body, but I just need a little bit more resistance here with the upper. Nice and strong there. Slowly back. Couple more. Forgotten what side I went with then. I'll go with that. Slowly coming up. Breathing in. Breathing out. Take your time. There's no rush. And then linking the thumbs, bringing the feet together. Standing tall, just closing your eyes for a few minutes, for a few moments. And just letting your body very gently rock, sway, maybe spiral. A little bit of bamboo in the wind. Now taking calm breath in. Opening your eyes, stepping out. Have a little bit of a brush down. Remember, all these movements, use what works for you. Use some of the movements if you want to do just some really soft movements. They're still powerful. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, challenge yourself a little bit more. But be smart with this. Be smart with what is going to work for you. What's your intention of that movement? Don't think of this as an easier movement. This is how we advance this exercise, or this is how we make it easier. Think about what works for you personally. And only you know that. Only you know that. I could watch you and I could see if you're like, I'm out of breath and I'm struggling a bit with that, then we know we've overdone that particular movement. But you're in control. Remember that one. I have to try and remember that one sometimes. Have a great weekend. I'm traveling to London today. I don't know whether the weather's any better than it is here. I'm at the Health Optimization Summit Friday. No, not on Friday, actually. I've got to set it up on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. I'm there, Elaine's there, Andrew's there, Anna's there, Thomas is there. So there's about 5 or 6 of us coaches there. The Oxygen Advantage are there as well. So if anybody's in Islington and want a ticket, let me know because I can get a discount on them as well. Have a great day. Thanks as always for joining in. And if you have any requests, please do let me know. Take care. Thank you. Bye bye.